Vanessa, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Used to it. Have to have rubber bones in my job. Old job. Some cows don't half give you a shove.
OK, I deserve that.
Actual cows.
I swear I didn't mean that to happen.
No, I know.
I told you I couldn't promise not to hurt you.
Didn't have to be quite so literal.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
It's not. It's not all right. OK, this is where you save yourself. This is where you swerve a load of trouble and call it quits.
You think you can just tell me something like that and I'll go?
Believe me, you should take the shortcut. Everybody does in the end, anyway.
You caught me off balance. I'll live. And you told me as much as you could, but it freaked you out, so we can leave it there until you're ready. And if you never are, then that's fine. Just please don't ever say you're OK when you're not.
I'm not OK. I saw his face and I just wanted to stove his head in.
Understandable.
And he's there boasting about working with vulnerable people. He preyed on vulnerable people. Girls who thought he was helping them. Who trusted him. I trusted him. And then he crawls out of the woodwork 4 years ago and blackmails me. But I don't get my day in court like Tracy, do I? Because I was the one in the dock. He was investigating the fire. Saw my name, couldn't stop himself. He got dirt on Pete. Fit him up for some girl's death he had nothing to do with. Told him he'd drop it all if he got evidence on me.
And he did it?
Him and Debbie tried.
Debbie? Why?
She thought I deserved it. I did some bad things to keep the plate spinning back then. Declan wanted to kill himself. His business was going under. I found him throwing petrol around like water. He went through with the fire, but not the suicide. The place was insured for millions. I thought if I helped him look innocent, it'd come up roses in the long run. Got that one monumentally wrong. Confessed in the end. Did my time. And Bale's got his revenge.
Revenge? What for?
For ruining his career.
How?
For daring to try and get help. When I was 14.
Is that when it happened? When you were 14?
After my dad kicked me out, yeah.
I think it's really...
My dad was older. Strict. Cared what the neighbours thought. He was a drunk. And we lived in a tip. But he was proud. Can imagine how it went down when I told him I was pregnant. When I went into labour, left me at the hospital, took himself down the pub. Gave birth on my own.
I can't imagine.
And then we went to Pat's house. Old friend of the family. Didn't explain why till we got there. She took Debbie off me and that was it. I didn't argue. How could I? What use could I be to her? Pat was kind. And I held on to that. But everything was different. I had this bit missing. And it's sort of filled up with anger. At my dad. At Kane for not coming to get me. Couldn't stand it. Neither could Dad, so he told me to get out.
So where did you go?
Oh, I worked my way around the family. They all got sick of me. Pushed everyone too far. Had my 14th birthday in a hostel in Bradford. Then when I ran out of money for that, I was on the streets.
Was that how you got into it? Sex work?
Got in with some other girls doing it. And we looked out for each other. First time I got picked up for soliciting, Bales cautioned me. He sorted me a new coat. Made sure they gave me something to eat when they let me go. I actually used to hope it was him if a police car turned up, because I knew that he'd look after us.
He groomed you?
Found me one night, off duty. Paid just to talk. Said he had this flat that I could stay in. That he'd put a roof over my head, I'd get back on my feet, I'd go back to school. And I was so desperate I didn't even ask him why. I was so young and stupid, I actually thought he wanted to help me. First night there, he raped me. He raped me. But I thought I was lucky. Because there was heating, food in the fridge and a telly. So I told myself it was all right. That it was worth it, and that I wasn't worth any better. Part of me thought he loved me. That he'd chosen me because I was special. And I was sure he'd change. He did. He stopped letting me out. Took my keys away. Got violent when I didn't do what he said.
Oh, God, Charity.
Looking back, I think he was out of his depth. He wasn't much more than a kid himself. Panicking about getting found out. He had to break me before I could pull him under. Only I wasn't so easy to break. Last time he hit me, something just clicked. No more. So I pretended to pass out. Lifted his keys when he was in the bog, and I drove his own police car to the station and told them he beat me up.
How is he still on the force?
It turns out they don't take you that seriously when you're a police car stealing teenage prostitute. They did investigate. Nothing stuck. It was all hushed up. He got away with a suspension. Turned up on my patch drunk one day. Ranting about missing out on some promotion and his wife leaving him. I had a pimp by then. Barry. And he knocked 7 bells out of him and he never came back. Till after the fire.
You're incredible.
What?
Well, I knew you'd been through some stuff, but I had no idea how bad it was.
Plenty have had it way worse than me.
You're so strong.
Stop it.
Why?
Because it was what it was.
Abuse. You are allowed to be upset.
This is why I don't talk about it.
Well, maybe you needed to.
I will never be his victim.
No, you won't. Because you're amazing.
I'm not.
Charity, you can let go. It's all right. I've got you. It's okay, I've got you. I've got you.
Thank you.
So what do we do now?
Well, you've got Pearl to wrangle, and I am well overdue behind that bar.
I mean, about Bales.
Nothing?
Oh, we can't.
We?
You.
I can do whatever I want.
He's dangerous. You said it yourself, he's still out there working with vulnerable women, day in, day out. People like Tracy. Charity, we have to do something.
He's a cop. They look after each other.
They'll have to investigate properly this time.
There's no evidence.
Well, there'll be records. The flat was probably rented in his name and you must have made a statement.
I got filed in the shredder.
But you don't know that.
I only told him he beat me up. So even if they find it, it's no good.
Well, getting him for assault sounds pretty good to me.
This isn't why I told you.
No, I know, I'm sorry. I just...
Nobody cared then, and they won't now.
Rhoda got a conviction. So did Aaron.
Yeah? Look how they painted them in court. I won't stand a chance. And worse, he'd be gunning for me again. Last time it was a year in prison. I really can't see him holding back if I tried to get him for rape.
And he's won.
Haven't you heard a word I've said?
Tracy reported Phil and another girl came forward. Bales did all that to you. There must have been others.
I said, I'm not going there, and I mean it.
OK, I'm sorry.
You can go now.
Oh, no, Charity.
Get out! Before I say something I regret.
I've just put him down. He was shattered, bless him.
Oh, thanks for picking him up.
Pleasure.
You off out?
Choir practice.
You sure you're OK?
Want to walk me to the village hall, do you?
You've had a big day.
Yeah, well, so has Phil. And he should be in his cell by now, so I reckon that's worth singing about. Did you find Charity?
Yeah, she's fine. Just seen that copper brought stuff back for her. Was he all right?
D.I. Bales, yeah, it's fab.
Yeah?
Yeah. Went out of his way to keep me updated, took me for coffee to talk me through everything.
Is that part of his job?
What, victim support? Yeah. Charity want him done for police brutality or something, does she? Because he put her away?
No, nothing like that.
Well, what then?
He'll just never be her favourite person, that's all.
All right. Well, I'm late, so...
OK, enjoy yourself.
See you in a bit.
Courage to change the things I can. And wisdom to know the difference.
Hi there. Hi, I need to speak to someone about reporting a crime, but it's from years back. Happened around 1990, I think. Abuse. Sexual abuse and rape.